So again, thanks all of you. Thanks for having me here the past couple of days. Thanks everyone who was on stage and everyone who asked questions at home, but especially also here in the room. I hope to have permission for everyone who spoke to give some sort of poetic justice to what has been said, and especially also a thank you through the poem to all the knowledges being gathered here today. So what does it look like to navigate with care, to refrain from universal claims of what is and isn't there? How do we cultivate our senses to be attuned to what we feel? How do we restore broken relations and get a chance to heal? How do we rebuild the trust when injustice has been done and in all truthfulness is still happening to some? How do we come as equals when in practice that's not the case, where one has power and resources and the other not a say? Can we co-create a world wherein many worlds may fit, where cosmologies don't compete but firmly coexist, where the imperative of utility and economic extraction does not reign supreme over any other mode of acting? Can we allow for ways of sensing different than our own, where we might see the world filled with objects, still sticks and stones, but where the other may sense the world filled with things that gives and feeds, where the world is not dead and static, but rather lives and breathes, where we may not just enter or walk the paths in front, where the world senses us too and gives us their response. Are we sensitive enough to hear what it has to say? Isn't the climate crisis nature's way to scream her pain? Can we move beyond the ego and learn to really listen, humble ourselves enough to ask for permission, ask if they have the capacity to share, or if I am a burden, allow them the right to refuse, and we will act like we heard them? Are we truly capable, especially here centered in the West, to reshape the institutions, codes, and rules we set? Are we inviting others to symbolically bring in what they know, or do we allow them to co-create the structure that we own? And that may mean a parliament of voices, way beyond ours, where voices from the north, the east, and the south, with voices from communities we didn't even know exist, with voices who claim realities that does not neatly fit, with voices from the ancestors, with no distinction between the present and the past, and voices from the future that demand of us to act, with voices from the rivers, the mountains, and the fields, voices from the seas, the forests, and the reefs, with voices from the dancers, the healers, and the curers, voices from the reindeer and all the ones that heard them, voices that speaking languages we do not understand, voices that had been silenced, while we now try to make amends. Voices in different frequencies, registers, and modes, voices in circles, far away and close, voices of the snow, the leaves, and the soil, voices that express the vast richness of the world. But at the core of all these challenges we're facing sits values of care, justice, truth, and reconciliation. When our modern systems are finally ready for this change, we might see a brighter future where togetherness takes place. Thanks, all of you.